everyone. Welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. It is 8:15 in the a.m. It's time for our second discussion. Now, many people may find it difficult to remember things like numbers, names, or faces. Guilty. Forgetting is a normal part of our lives, but it can sometimes even cause some problems.
Yes, for names, I am guilty for that. But by the way, it's just because we're older.
Yes.
I remember when we're young, we can remember anything. Ha! Jinx, no, I don't. Anyways, now, a young girl from Tangerang Banten remembered things as a piece of cake, right, for her. Now, she was awarded the title of Indonesian Grandmaster of Memory in 2019, where she managed to memorize more than 800 random digits in 30 minutes and 70 random words within 15 minutes in a competition. I would fail within 1 second.
I can't even remember the numbers you just said right now. Anyway, so I'm very curious, and I'm sure you are as well, what kind of methods that she uses to practice and train and improve her memory. So today, we're going to learn more about that with the Grandmaster herself, as she is joining us in the studio. So please welcome the Indonesian Grandmaster of Memory, Aisha Nadine. Hi, Aisha.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you here. So before we talk about the memory stuff, when did you first realize that you had this kind of different memory that was just better than everyone else?
Okay, actually, the first time who realized about it is not me.
Wasn't you? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was my mother.
Oh.
Because I was too young at back then. Like, it all happened when I was 9 years old, so I didn't know about all of that things.
Right.
Yeah. And glad my mom found it out in me, in my sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, she like enrolled us in a course of memory sport things.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is known like which is known as ingatan gajah.
Ingatan gajah.
Ingatan gajah.
Everyone always says elephants have the best memory.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and yeah, from all of that, I really don't know about memory things, like memory method, but I learned from that. I learned from that course by ingatan gajah.
Okay.
And not the only my mother who saw that, but my coach also saw our, our
Capabilities, their
Capability,
ability.
yeah.
Different about this one.
Yeah.
capability, our like bakat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our
Talents.
bakat,
Yeah.
talents. And I used to joining a training team
Okay.
that is for compete overseas.
Okay.
Yeah, and my first competition is Japan Open Memory Championship.
Japan it was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Japan.
okay.
And it was the first time that I have to compete memory sport. Yeah. Then after that, I become a memory athlete.
So your first competition, how old were you?
It was 9 or 10 maybe.
Really?
Was so
Yeah.
young.
It was so
Oh my
young.
gosh. All right, so you took that course, but how did you really train your skill? I mean, you are gifted, by the way. You and your sister, mashallah, you are gifted. But how do you train along the line throughout your journey so then you can, go to other competition also?
Oh, actually, like everyone has been asking about me, like how can I easily memorize something?
That's your secret.
Yeah, is that a gift? Is that like a talent, a pure talent?
Right.
But actually, I have the methods. I have the technique that it makes me easily memorize things.
Okay.
Yeah, and the method is using our, our ability from our brain, our left brain and our right brain. Then, when I saw like some objects that I want to remember, I change it into something that I can imagine.
That you already
I
know.
can easily imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us one example?
Like, if I saw numbers like 63,
Okay.
yeah, I imagine that was a jam in Indonesia. It was a clock. I imagine it like when I saw like some of random numbers, 63. Oh, I imagine it a clock. I imagine it jam. Yeah. And for the next number, when I saw 47, I imagine it paku in bahasa.
Right.
Yeah, and then I make it create a story, a unique story, interesting story, using my imagination, so I could easily memorize it without I can even realize what.
So,
it is.
for example, would you connect the objects? Like, I use a nail to put up the clock. So
Yeah.
then you remember clock, nail, and then you remember 63,
Yeah,
47.
I make a random imagination that I can't even describe it in bahasa in English, but I will describe in bahasa.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I saw 63 and 47, like it was Jam and Paku.
Yeah.
And I make a story like Jam who is alive, yeah, hidup.
Yes.
And I imagine like Jam dari Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, there was a clock in Alice in
Calling, yeah,
Wonderland.
like a-
Correct.
Calling,
The
and
whole-
they are like paku, memaku sesuatu hal.
Hammering a
Yeah.
nail.
Yeah, it was a random imagine, right?
Okay.
But random, but benar-benar melekat banget in my head.
Sticks, yeah.
Yeah, it stick in my head.
Right.
So I can remember that long lasting, and I can remember that easily, faster, like
Okay.
that.
So you objectified
Yeah,
the
because-
numbers or the words, right? Let's say, because I'm so bad at names,
Yeah.
so that if I want to remember your name, let's say, because I like to do this, Aisha, like, hi, my name is Caroline, and your name is Aisha. I'm like, what did she just say? What's her name?
Yeah, you
right? And
forget
then I
already.
would forget, and you would say it again and
I used
again.
to be like that. But
Really?
there is
No way.
also a method, a method for remember that.
Okay.
So we are using the difficult name.
Right.
We change it into a very simple name that we can remember.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Like
Give us another example. Name.
Caroline, your name
Yes,
is
my
Caroline.
name is Caroline.
There is a cartoon. Yeah,
right.
Cartoon like names Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the girl who has mata
Googly eyes?
mata kancing? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
one
one with the button eyes.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Button eyes, right?
Yes.
And you are wearing a hijab.
Right.
Yeah. And so I remember Caroline wears a hijab, and she is a presenter in C News,
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
So when I saw you, I
Yes.
remember your name, Caroline.
Oh.
That is one of the methods.
So I notice your methods are always connecting something that might be difficult to remember to something you're familiar with.
Yeah,
Right?
familiar
So that way you just have to visualize
Mm-hmm.
what you're familiar with. You only have to remember that.
Yeah.
You already know that part.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this have to do with, you mentioned the left part and right side of your brain. I also read that we only use mostly very little part of our brain.
Yeah.
Did you have a method of opening up to use the unused part of your brain, and what was that like?
Nah, with memory methods, we use our part of brains,
Okay.
like
Every
our
part.
left brains and our right brains.
Right.
Our right brains is using for doing imagination, like
Creative things.
creative things, like when we saw pemandangan, we
Okay.
using our right
Okay.
brain. And when we saw numbers, or maybe
Words.
words or something difficult, we using our left brain. Nah, can I speak in
Yes.
bahasa?
Yeah.
Okay. So caranya
Yeah.
supaya kita bisa memadukan kedua hal tersebut,
Yes.
seperti ketika kita melihat suatu movie.
Okay.
When we saw a movie,
Okay.
kita bisa mengingat apa yang telah kita tonton tahun lalu.
Yes.
Ya, kayak when someone ask about tentang kayak film apa yang udah kita tonton tahun lalu, kita masih tahu endingnya tuh kayak gimana.
Correct.
Yeah.
Benar.
Yeah, we still know how the
Movie
how the movie ends, and
Yeah.
we know how it happens like that. So dengan begitu kita menggunakan imajinasi tersebut ketika kita melihat angka. So kayak membuat sebuah kode rahasia untuk otak kita.
Okay.
Ketika kita ngelihat, kita buat imajinasi di otak kita gambarkan dengan seunik mungkin, itulah kenapa kita bisa lebih ingat. Jadi fun fact-nya, otak kanan kita itu ternyata memiliki daya ingat yang lebih kuat dibandingkan otak kiri kita.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. Okay, let's
Yeah.
recap that a little. Apparently, our right side of our brain, which is normally used for creative imagination
Right.
and seeing landscapes of that
sceneries
sort,
and whatnot,
and normally what we know is our left side of our brain used to remember numbers and facts and words.
Right.
It's actually our right side of our brain that has the stronger memory muscle,
Yeah.
if you will. Whereas, for example, if you watch a film from last year, you still remember details
Right.
about it, the plot, how it
Right.
ended, and it's using that connectivity of the imagination.
Is it because
how you
also
can.
because playing with our emotions?
Yeah,
I just think it's easier to remember things like that, right? It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to remember a movie than numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I imagine some objects, I also imagine the feelings,
Right. See?
the
Emotions.
sounds, emotions.
Right.
That's why I can remember that last longer.
Okay, because there's no emotions connected to numbers, is it? Like if you
Yeah.
have to remember a whole bunch of
There
numbers, you're not feeling
Right.
connected to it.
Yeah.
Right. Even your anniversary, by the way.
Whoops, never mind. My wife's not watching.
All right.
let's get
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's get into some more technical
Yes,
things
please.
now. Let's talk about when you have to memorize something. How much time do you need? I mean, because a lot of this has to do with speed. So how do you practice and train your brain so that you can do it faster? Because these competitions involve doing things with a certain time limit, right?
For like 10 numbers.
Or actually, maybe you should explain what are the competitions usually like? What is the format like? What do you have to do, and how much time are you given?
Oh, one of the competition that I like is binary numbers.
Okay.
Binary numbers and random numbers.
Binary and
So in that competition, we have to remember some of long and much binary numbers.
Okay.
Dan itu diacak. Diacak.
Oh, wow, okay.
Ya, dan juga random numbers dengan waktu yang telah ditentukan.
Okay.
Jadi ada yang 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay, so you're given a certain amount of time.
Right.
Yeah, and I have to remember sebanyak mungkin.
Okay.
Or as many as numbers as
So they
you
just
can.
put up a whole
Random.
bunch of random
Oh
numbers.
my gosh. So we're not a competition, as you know, but we want to give you a little challenge. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you're gonna ace
Okay.
this.
Okay, you go ahead. What are you gonna
Alright. All right, so we are already ready and prepared for you a numbers. We're going to give you right here. This is your numbers. We already have 30 seconds. We're not going to bother your concentration. So within the last 10 seconds, Paul and myself, we're going to remind you only have 10 seconds
Okay.
left.
So we'll give you 30 seconds to look at this. Yeah,
look at
the
this one.
screen, and
Ready?
then here we go. We'll
All
stay
right.
silent for 30 seconds, starting now. Ten seconds. And time's up. Okay. Are you ready? Do you feel ready to? If you're ready to recite, go ahead, recite it.
Give me a second
Yes,
to remember
go.
it again. Okay. Wait, I get so nervous right now.
It's okay.
Okay.
I would be nervous in a competition, by the way.
I would have forgotten them all already.
know.
Okay. Okay. I think I can do it.
Okay.
All right, good.
We're gonna get our production team to follow along, but you go ahead and you recite them back to us.
Okay. It starts with 32, 59, 03,
Right.
49.
Keep going.
Sorry. I skipped the what part. Okay. 33, 85, 19, then 49, 32,
Keep going.
65, 30,
Okay.
46, 98,
3 more.
48,
Mm-hmm.
65, 09.
Oh my God!
You only
Oh
got
my God.
one digit wrong.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
said
I did that.
33 instead of 93.
But like, come
But what
on!
about, first of all, let me point out
Oh
that
my
she made it
gosh.
here and she made a mistake and she went back.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
corrected.
Right.
Can you explain what happened there?
So I'm using a location method,
Okay.
and
Oh.
I just skipped one location
Okay.
because I was too nervous.
So you're
Yeah.
connecting each number to a different
Yeah.
location.
So there is 5 locations that I use for remember 30 numbers.
Okay.
So each location I put six numbers.
Okay.
Right, which is that
Right.
little column, each column,
Yes.
right?
Each column.
Okay.
But I remember it like
This way.
this way.
The way you have
yeah.
to recite it. Okay.
So when it
my
starts 93.
Yeah.
I think I just say it wrong, but in my head I remember it 92.
Okay, so you basically got
Yeah.
it perfect.
Yeah, because it's usually the mistake that happen for,
Of course.
that it will happen
Right.
for every one of us.
You said 30 seconds. I want to know which location that you chose for this 5.
What was it you mean by
Yeah.
locations? Like country, city?
So I imagine my home. My home.
Things you have, again,
okay.
emotional attachment.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
my emotional attachment. So, do you want me to describe how I can?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
please.
Okay, imagine
Very
it
curious.
Yeah.
with bahasa, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So, 32 is Marina. Marina is my friends.
Okay.
I remember my friends, Marina, sing a song, lagu. 59 is lagu. This is the secret code that I put in my head.
Okay.
Lagu. And 03 is sumo.
Sumo.
Sumo. You know sumo?
The sumo,
the sumo.
okay.
Okay, so I imagine that Marina sing a song for sumo. For sumo, that's all. Sumo falling in love to her. Gitu.
Okay.
Okay.
And the location that I remember is, pagar depan rumah.
Yeah, fence in front of your
Eh,
house.
pagar depan rumah. And the next location is 93. 93 itu game. It's a game. And 85 is helicopter.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, it's random, right?
It seems
very
random.
but it's unique in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. 85 is helicopter. And 19 is Tugu. Tugu, so I imagine Monas.
Monument. Yep.
Monas. So I imagine it when someone plays a game like helicopter game. Like, I don't know how to say that.
The
Drone.
Drones.
Drone, yeah,
Yes.
helicopter
Yes.
drone, and itu menabrak Tugu.
It hits
Monas.
it hits the
Monas,
Okay,
right.
right. Oh, it's all connecting.
It's all connected.
Okay.
And the third location, that is 49, is I remember it as pagar.
Okay.
Pagar, and 32 Marina, and 60.
Oh, right. You're going back to Marina again.
yeah,
That's 32.
I'm going back to Marina.
So the same number is the
65.
same object.
Of course, that's how you remember.
Ah, I
So,
see.
So I have the right numbers in my head. So it is punya ini angka sendiri gitu.
Okay, but so that's the code that you're referring to. But again, if you gave me, I'm looking at these numbers for the last like 5 minutes probably. I still don't remember, but I remember your story about your
Yeah.
friend Marin who sang a song to
For
a
a sumo.
wrestler,
Right.
and then there was a fence, and then there
Right.
was,
There's a
I'm still.
game
It's
with a
easier to
helicopter.
remember those
Yeah,
connections.
it's easier,
Yeah.
right? But if you know the code,
Yes.
if you have remembered the code, you will know what the
It
meaning of
unlocks
the story.
everything.
Right.
Amazing. All I remembered, I'll be honest, was 1949. And I had like the same 30 seconds. I remember 32 and 1949, but again, I was all over the place. I didn't have a method to it.
Yes.
She has a method.
So Aisha, just a very short one. Do you think that, especially kids can really, have the skill?
Even without like a special talent
Yeah.
like yourself.
Yeah, so this is the things that I always say to everyone. Like everyone, anybody can have a strong memory. By using those methods, they can practicing.
Yeah.
But to be fastest like me, I have been practice 7 years.
There we go.
9 years.
Yeah, you're 19.
9 years. Yeah.
9 years,
Yes.
so I can do it more fastly.
Yeah.
More
Well,
fast.
practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Very inspiring stuff. That
Yes.
was a lot of fun. Aisha,
Aisha,
when's your
thank you
next
so much.
competition, by the way? When is your next competition?
Actually, there's no my next competition
Okay.
at this time. I
So
still don't know, but maybe it will be there in akhir tahun. maybe.
End of the year.
End of year.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And maybe you can teach people too. Why not,
you
right?
should be an
the younger
instructor.
generation, exactly.
I'll join your class for sure. Anyway, thank you again. Good luck to you, and thank you so much for dropping by.
so much
It's an
fun.
amazing talent that you have.
Thank
Good
you
luck
so
to
much, Aisha.
All right, we're going to take another short break. When we return, in case you joined us late, we're going to recap some of our earlier stories from around the world when the C Morning Show returns. Stay with us.